Hello, good morning, class 9 students. We are again back with our online class, and today is Monday. As per your routine, you have English language. So, today we're gonna start with a new topic, and to come to our new topic, first of all, let us go back to our last time's class and recapitulate what we had discussed in that online class. If you remember, we had discussed a very important question in our question paper for English language, and at that time we had seen notice writing and what is a notice writing, what is the format to write a notice writing, and how do we write a notice. Those all things we discussed, and you were also given some questions for your own task. Hope you have done those questions according to the format that you were given in our last class. Do not mm, change the format of what format you are given, right? Write in the same format what is discussed um, um, by me in your online class, right? Because what format we are trying to understand is already approved by the council. So we'll have to follow strictly what the council has given the format. So in the same format, you'll be writing your works. So today we'll come back to a new topic, which is email writing. And when we talk about email writing, it is a very, you can say, a burning topic these days, because everyone is used to writing emails. So we often write emails, but the council has given a question for writing emails which carries 5 marks, and this question is uh, completely related to our notice writing, because when we explained notice writing, that time also I had told you that whatever notice we write in our question paper that comes, the very notice is written in the email form as well. So that means uh, a single question we are writing in two ways: one through notice writing and the other through email writing. So both the questions are interrelated to one another. So notice writing carries 5 marks and email writing carries 5 marks. So which will be of 10 marks. So you see, so this is a very important question to get 5 out of 5. And if you follow how we write an email, then it is very simple and easy to get 5 out of 5. So let us now talk about what is an email writing. So first and foremost, email, right? So here email writing. So E stands for electronic. So here we are using electronic mail in our writing, right? So email stands for electronic mail, right? That's what we understand. And what is an email writing? So first of all, let us discuss about it. So an email is the method of communication, right? First and foremost, okay, it is a communication. It is just like letter, it's just like notice, it's just like email in itself. So it is a form of communication. So first and foremost, see, an email is the method of composing. So what we do in order to communicate, we need to compose here, right? We need to compose, and after composing it, we have to send. So sending is there, and then we whatever we send through email, that is stored also, right? And then we the recipient receives the message that you have sent through an email, right? So an email is the method of composing, sending, storing, and receiving messages over electronic communication system. So we are using electronic communication system to send our messages. Like we use computer. Almost we all are using computers, be it desktop or laptop, or tabs even. and we are now with a very handy okay device, that is mobile. In mobile also we are using email. So there are various ways or devices uh, through which we send our emails, right? So let me again say, so an email is the method of composing, sending, storing and receiving messages over electronic communication system, right? So we need to have an electronic system to send our email, so without which we cannot, right? So we use mobiles, we use um, computers, we use laptops. So there are various ways through which we send our emails, right? Now emails are getting very you can say handy nowadays, um, and then writing long letters and all. It's just because you see, right, it is most preferred means of communication now. Why it is preferred, or most preferred communication, is because it is cheaper and faster. Because when we sit to write a letter, you know what are the things you need to have. We need to have paper, we need to have um, or writing materials, we need to have envelope, we need to have stamps, we have to take out time, we have to run to the post office, we then register it, we post it. So there is a long process of writing letters, right? But sending messages through email is very speedy, it's very fast, right? You just need to sit before your desktop, your computer, and then type it, right, to whatever message that you want to deliver to the recipient, right? And just press the button, right? Just press the key, it is delivered immediately. So it is here faster means of communication, and it's cheaper because you don't have any additional expenses in sending emails, right? uh, you have already your computer, you have already your mobile, right? So it is one time purchase, so you uh, use your I mean your messages to send through uh, uh, the recipient with the help of your one time purchased mobiles and computers, right? So uh, you just need to have your network, you need to have your data, right? You need to have your net facilities in order to send it, right? So it is very cheap, and at the same time it is very fast. That's why it is most preferred communications nowadays in modern times, we can see, right? So that's why it is most preferred means of communication, because it is cheaper and faster. This is what is about an email, right? And uh, the kinds of an email are formal and informal, right? So we already know what is formal, and we also know what is an informal, because uh, we have already understood this in our letter writings. We wrote formal letters, we wrote informal letters. So the same thing is applicable out here in writing an email, right? So formal uh, emails are those mails that is sent to government departments, offices, schools, or any government bodies. Those emails are called formal emails, right? Once again, formal emails are those emails that are sent to government departments, offices, schools, institutions, colleges, and etc. Right? So whatever is official is called formal, right? And coming to informal, informal means friendly, is personal. So when we send email to our family or relatives or friends, they are called informal emails, right? Once again, see, informal emails are those emails which are friendly in nature, which are personal in nature. Like we send emails to our family members, we send emails to relatives, we send emails to our friends. So these are the two types of emails, or they are the kinds of an email that we write, right? Listen up. Now the most important thing comes after the categories of an email. Then we come to format or layout, right? Format or layout, right? Now what is format or what is layout? We have been understanding this one since we started writing compositions, because everything that we write in our language, people, we have certain formats, we have certain layouts, right? Away from this format, away from these layouts, right, uh, we are gone astray. And when anybody writes out of the format or out of the layout, your writings will be um, uh, graded very low, as I already said. That's why you need to have correct format, you need to have correct layout, without which it is not correct. So let's now discuss about format and layout. So normally you see, if we talk about formal emails, there are 8 steps. There are 8 steps, right? So what are these 8 steps? You see, from. Number 1 is from. Then number 2 is to. Number 3 is date. Number 4 is subject. Number 5 is salutation. Number 6 is body. Then number 7 is closing. Then number 8 is the word send, which is in the box, right? So these are the 8 steps to write a formal email. And in informal like email, we have a few of these steps not used, right? So first we will talk about formal emails. So formal emails, first and foremost, your step number 1, everything is on the left hand side, you see, right? That's why I have written all on the left hand side, right? From, you need to write the word from, right? In most of the emails, from is omitted. It's just because the sender is already known to the receiver, because when the receiver receives the message through email, is already known whose ID is it, right? Who has sent you the mail. So the ID is already flashed there, is already known there. That's why some of the email formats we don't see from use. But it's better since we are writing on a paper. We are writing in an you can say for an examination, so it's better we write the word from, right? So write the word from. So what do you write in this from? From means the one who is sending the email, the one who is sending the message through email, right? So from, everybody who uses net has the email ID created, right? So you need to have your own email ID created so as to send you the send the messages through email, right, or through electronic device, right? So you need to have the word from, write the word from, and then put colon and write your email ID. So whatever your email ID is, that is what is written right there, right? And mind you, in almost email IDs or IDs, capitals are not used, and there is no gap even, right? So we write running, right? That's what we basically practice. So you need to have your own email ID created. So in the step number 1 from, we write our own email ID, right? The sender's email ID. And then step number 2, to the one who is going to receive your message. So his or her email ID must be written, right? Because when we send your email message, we send it through the email ID of the recipient. That is why we need to have the recipient's email ID written here. In step number 2, which is to, write the word to, and then write the email ID of the receiver, or the recipient, or the receiver, right? Then your step number 3 is date. Date is a must, right? Date must be written. So without date, nothing is written in our, you can say later, even notice, and then we have email writing. So write the date and follow the official pattern of writing the date. I have been insisting you uh, to write the dates very correctly, because there are only two ways in the official pattern of writing the dates. So follow those two patterns. Away from those two patterns, don't write, right? Otherwise you'll get uh, deducted marks, right? So write the date in the official pattern, write the word date. Then the next step is subject. The next step, write the word subject, then put colon, and thereafter write the subject. And we know what is a subject, because subject is the short summary of the message that we are writing or we are delivering, right? So subject must be written, right? So subject, write the summary of your message. Summary, we write it precise, we write very concise, right? Short and brief, right? To what the message is about, we write in the subject. So this is a must. We are following we are following the formal pattern. That's why we need to be very official in our approach. Then next we write salutation. Now salutation is a must, right? We need to have salutation in email writing, right? So if you miss salutation, then you'll have less marks obtained in this question. So salutation is a must. Salutation means how we salute, how we greet. Respected ma'am, respected sir, right? That's what must be written, right? This is very important, right? And after salutation, then you can leave one line space, right? And then write the body, right? Start from the corner itself, right? Don't go in the middle, right from the corner itself. Everything must come in the same margin as we have been telling this, right? Then write the body, right? Body is the matter of your what you call email, right? So the matter, the content of the email. Why are you writing the email? The message that you are sending is the body, right? Which is talked in detail, right? Yes or no? So it has a single paragraph, or it may have more than one paragraph, right? So that is what you must know, right? And this body is the main, you can say, explanation of the main message, you can call it, right? This is the explanation. You are explaining what the message is about. So it has a single paragraph, or it may have more than one paragraph. That is the content of the message, right? And after that we have closing, right? Now closing is another important thing that you need to have in your email writing, right? There is enough. So in closing, we write here the ending, yours faithfully, right? Yours sincerely. That's what we write, and then we have a comma, right? And then thereafter we write the full name. Please use full name when you talk about formal email writing, because you are known by your full name. The office wants to know your full name. That's why you need to have full name. Yours faithfully, then write your full name, right? Then it's enough. So full name must be written, and thereafter we have the next step, the last step, number 8, which is written in box. Make a small box in one line, and then write send. This is where it is clicked and your message is delivered, right? This is one of the steps. That's why do not forget to write the word send in the box, right? That is also to be done, right? And you may have a question: are we going to make a box, and inside the box we write our email? Now here's the answer. Making a box is not required when we send the message, when we send the email, right? However, we had already learned to make box as per our wish in writing, notice writing. But in email writing, we don't require such. We don't need to have a box, 4-side box, not needed to make to write your email, right? So this is what you must do in writing the format of your email writing, right? And when we talk about informal, like my email writing, uh, we don't generally write full name in our informal, just like in the later, because you are known by your first name, right? Among the family members, among the relatives, among your friends. So it's not required that you need to have full name written after you have given the closing, right? This now. So this is omitted in your informal uh, email writing, right? Rest of the things are needed as per what steps we have, right? So see, this is very very important. Uh, you have to write your email as per the format given, right? Everything follows on the left hand side, right? Right hand side doesn't matter, it may come short, it may come long, it doesn't matter, but left hand side must be all disciplined, right? It should be written on single margin, it should look beautiful, right? There is no. So this is what is the format for writing email writing. So hope you understood. I wish everybody view what we are giving the lesson through online, because once taught is taught forever, because we are not again coming back to our classes to explain the same, because I have been telling you we'll be left with the limited time, and in that limited time we have to see many of our contents. That's why once taught is taught forever, right? So go through these videos, right? uh, you understand, and copy these things in your language copy, right? Language exercise note, and keep it neat and tidy, right? So a few of the questions I'm forwarding it to you, so you'll be working as per your homework, right? So this is what you must do, right? And as I told that notice writing and email writing are interrelated to one another, because what matter we write for notice writing question, the same matter we write for email writing, right? But the same question we write in two different ways. One is through notice, the other is through email. That is what you must remember, because each of these writings have different markings. 5 marks for notice writing, 5 marks for email writing, right? This now. So first we'll try to write individually. We have already understood notice writing and few questions are given there. Now you have understood what is an email writing, right? And few questions you will get to do. And in our next online class, we'll again combiningly try to understand writing both of these writings at the same time. So this is what you must follow. So thank you so much.